Happy Saturday, a bonus video for this week. I was planning on doing this on Monday, but I wanted to do it today because I have a lot of time on my hands now. But I got a package in from Headsplit Records. Everybody knows, amazing label and distro. I've shown off so many tapes and CDs from them over the years. But I got a package in from them, and in that package of the tapes that I had gotten was this zine. And I got a note that asked me if I could take a look at this and talk about it to everybody. And absolutely. So this is a new underground metal zine called Metal Execution. This is the second issue. Shit's just dropping out of it. And I saw that this was a thing now. And I'm a person that I'm going to admit I don't buy zines simply just because it's an extra collecting item that I don't really have the funding for and didn't need to get obsessed with, but I do really enjoy them, and I have bought some over the years. I have several Headsplit ones that he does for free that he just puts in packages and puts up on the site for like pennies basically. I think I have about 50 of those, and I really enjoy that scene. It's always got cool interviews and talks about new releases that Headsplit's doing. But this one is a little bit more encompassing into the underground death metal scene. As you can see here, all these bands on the front in the interviews. And this one is a thick daddy, that I like to say. Very nice quality as well. I just got that Xerox old school feel to it. So similar to the Headsplit Records zine that he sends. This one is one that is now its own production, or I'm not really sure, printing production that's out there, and it's being sold. There's an Instagram, there's a website, there's all this stuff where you can buy this from. It's going in local shops out in the Northwest area. So I've also bought a couple of other zines in the past, like Noxious Ruin. I'm sure you're familiar with that. But this one I think is pretty cool. This one is definitely right up my alley in terms of content. And that is because of the types of interviews that it does. So on the front here, you've got Caustic Vomit, which I have that tape coming. We'll talk about that. I'll do a special episode. Excarnated Entity, which is the tape that I ordered through Headsplit. They got it into their distro. And so there's an interview in here. Insect Warfare, a band that I'm not too familiar with. I think it's Lyric. I think it's how you, Lyric. Leprophiliac, and then Witch Vomit. So you also got this really nice printed poster, the Witch Vomit poster, and then Insect Warfare on the other side. So I'm actually, there's actually not a crease on this. It's just kind of like a roll. So I'm probably going to put this in a little frame and hang it behind me back there on that wall that is empty. It only has like one or two things on it. So, and then of course the normal, flyers that you get in here. So the zine itself, it's nicely printed and stapled. The interviews are really good. So Caustic Vomit is a band that I was not too familiar with. I read this interview in here. It was the very first one. The whole entire thing. And I went to their Bandcamp and listened to it and immediately became a fan. So it's doing its job here. But these interviews are very in-depth, detailed. They talk extensively about the band. From anything from how they got started to their logo to the types of style of music that they were writing to their releases and stuff like that. And this is the stuff that I really enjoy reading. The next thing that I wanted to call out is there is this awesome interview with Bo from Insect Warfare in here. And Insect Warfare is legendary. I don't think I need to talk about that band, but it goes for several pages long. And it's very in-depth about the background of Insect Warfare, just the changes over the years, the underground following that they have, just all of this stuff, and it even details about, is there a possibility of them making a comeback? I'm not going to spoil that for you. I would like you to just read this interview. But yeah, I mean, it's pages long, and I sat and read this from front to back the other night, and I can't remember the last time I've sat down and read something that for this long in a long period of time. Reading is not a thing that I do very often anymore, unfortunately. Maybe I'll get back into it. And then this one, Excarnated Entity, is an awesome interview. This was really cool because I was not too familiar with this band. I didn't really know the whole background. I simply bought this off of a referral of several of you last year who put it in my year-end list and said, you need to listen to this. It's phenomenal, Death Doom. And you were right. So this was funny that I bought that tape and then he sent me the zine with it. So awesome stuff. This band is so good. So that's a really good interview. And then in here also is they do reviews of releases as well. They talk about the volcanic strike Hawaii Fest that was going on for 2 days, where it had Molder and Witch Vomit, and talks about the festival there. There's just a bunch of awesome content. And then, of course, there is the Witch Vomit interview, and this does talk a little bit about the new album that's coming out. This obviously was done before that official announcement by 20 Bucks Spain, but it does have a little bit of in-depth detail about that, so that was a cool interview. Just so much awesome stuff in here. The content is very good. And then this one was probably one of my favorites. I have my window open, sorry, you probably hear my neighbors being assholes and loud. So Leprophiliac. I love this band. I've talked about them. This is probably one of the first bands I ever showed off on here in terms of underground death metal tapes. I need to get their new one, Gain. As you guys know, buying stuff is pretty limited for me right now, but eventually I will pick that up on CD or tape or something as I'm able to. So that's awesome. And then towards the end, it has like the reviews and of some releases that have come out and shows and stuff like that. And then, of course, we've got the awesome Gurgling Gore ad on the back. And then a head split ad as well. So it's a really awesome zine. It's definitely worth the like $9 or $10 that they're charging. They're just getting off the ground. Like I said, this is only the second issue. So, but it's pretty cool. So I will put everything in the description where you can buy this, where you can check it out. I'm pretty sure Headsplit also has it on there because obviously I'm sure they do have it for sale. But yeah, awesome stuff. It's printed metal magazine. I mean, this is like a lore that is starting to come back to life. People are starting heavily to get obsessed with this again, which is good because print media being dead is just sad. Like this is what used to really run the underground back in the day. And I definitely never collected these, but I did collect the magazines that were out, like that I was able to get access to, like Metal Maniacs and Terrorizer. And it's just sad that all of that stuff is just gone. So these zines are awesome, and I'm glad that they're making a comeback, especially this one. This one pretty much just touched on every single thing I love about death metal and all these newer bands that I've been promoting on here and talking about on here and been sharing with my followers on Instagram and now TikTok. I am now on TikTok and Facebook, so it's awesome. Check it out. Let me know if you pick one up. I'll shoot them a message and say, hey, I knew of a couple people that bought this, and yeah, I'm going to be doing this every month now. I'm determined to talk about this zine every month and show it off as I'm able to get it. Hopefully, hopefully I can keep up with it because I have a feeling it's going to get to the point where it's just going to sell out fast, similar to like Noxious Ruin does or Arcane Archivist, which is another zine that I've shown off on here in the past. So that's all I had today. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Just wanted to do a little bonus clip here, a little bonus video for everybody, and then I will see everybody back on Monday.